Well, I think the brand has a nostalgic factor that a lot of people, the very first experience with games was with Atari. And so that stacks the deck. I think the Atari logo and the graphic is really a good one. I think it's not just iconic, but I think it's a great design. And I think that helped. I think that Atari, for many, many years, really stood for innovation. And much like Apple kind of stands for design and innovation now. And with that innovation, you get a lot of accolades. And I think that's part of it. Oh boy, lots of them. What a lot of people don't realize is that innovation is about trying stuff. You know, we call it throwing against the wall and seeing if it sticks. And some things stick and some things are bad. I can remember we did a pool game. It was called Pool Shark. And I was sure this was going to be a massive run. I think we sold 6 at full price. I mean, it was horrible. Of course, everybody knows about video music, which was the color organ. We thought we were going to sell hundreds of thousands of those. I think we sold less than 100 at full price. I mean, it was just a massive turkey. Mm-hmm. We had one which was in the early days of line printers and before the laser printer. It was a photo booth, and you would you'd get a picture taken, and then the line printer would actually print out your face and characters, and people thought it was really fun. You know, certain characters were whiter than others that were dark, and I think we built 10 of those, and they actually earned very, very well. The problem was they were a maintenance nightmare. Printers would break, the paper would get stuck, but we decided that, you know, we did enough to do a good test and knew that it earned. We just couldn't keep the things running, and so we didn't produce them. But those are just a few. I believe the games that we did historically, the Dawn, have legs because they were really well designed from a game standpoint, from timing, from playability, and that sort of thing. That is the characteristic of a classic, and I believe that it will forever endure. And, you know, whether or not we totally upgrade the experience or not, the games were well designed and well tuned, and that will speak for itself. Well, I think that whenever you do something that is powerful, it will attract emulation. As they say, you know, emulation is the highest form of flattery. I mean, people wanted to participate in this wonderful world of the video games, and it's totally acceptable. You know, even though every businessman would like to run a monopoly, that isn't real. I don't know if you'd call it unknown, but there were several games that I thought were particularly powerful and robust. One was X's and O's football. It was just a fantastic game that held people's interest for weeks and months and years. I think that there's another one that I think is very good game dynamics, which was significantly after I left Atari, but it's a game called Ramparts, in which you're building castles and putting cannons in them, and it's a turn-based game, and I think it's great fun. I actually did see the explosion of power because I've always done this creative crutch, if you would, and I believe in trend lines and graphs, and when you plotted memory cost, whether it be in hard drives or RAM, calculation speeds, cost per bit, cost per gate, all of them pointed that's, if you just extrapolate it off 20 years, let alone 30, the power gets amazing. And it was totally predictable, and it's turned out to be true. Well, I had some rough ideas. I knew that right about now we were going to be approaching photorealism, which I think the games have. I think I expected a little bit more in terms of display technology. I was a big believer in virtual reality, you know, the head-mounted goggles and the head tracking and things like that. And I did not foresee the motion sickness issues with it. So, so that was kind of a surprise to me because in my thoughts, we would all be working, it would be more like Westworld than you know, where we were operating in a synthetic universe as opposed to still sitting in your chair looking at a screen. The wonderful thing about the online world is it truly is connections. It's the force, if you will, linking all mankind to various things. And I actually do believe that in 20 years we will be physically connected biologically through implants and other things. I mean, I really believe that's coming. And so the elements of the force and the power that you will have, that'll be a reality. Playing games with a worldwide group of people is just plain fun. Like I play Go online. I play an hour or so, and I can honestly say that I have friends in Helsinki and in Beijing and in St. Petersburg, Russia, that I play with, and though I've never met them, I kind of know them. You know, I know that they're married and they work for an institute or another game company or what have you. The guy I play in Beijing is actually a security guard. You know, but it's just fun to have those links, and I just think that it'll get better, and some of the venues now have basically video chat along with text, so you get to know them even more. Like the St. Petersburg guy has this massive beard. It was like this, and I didn't expect that.